Thank you very much, yeah. Oh, thank you so much, yeah.
Thank you very much.
Hello everyone, Luke Rides. Luke Rides is back because what we're going to talk about is the parts that have arrived for the S2R 1000 Super Naked from Ducati, and we're going to talk about those parts and why Luke Rides has ordered those particular parts. So you know, there's a reasoning why Luke Rides has ordered the parts that he's ordered for the Ducati, and some of those parts will not be like other motovloggers. Because other motovloggers don't spend out on quality oil, quality parts. They just buy standard parts, you know, not budget parts, but not expensive parts either, just budget parts, you know, standard parts or budget parts. Even on something exotic like a CBR 1000 Superbike or a Monster 1200R Super Naked. No, it's not about the barking, Hero. Not about the barking. Hero, calm down, man. Thanks for watching. Let's get into it. Yeah.
It's showtime.
Yeah, so this is going to be quite interesting for you all. Let's talk about filter first. So what we have here is a lovely K&N oil filter. Quite nice, very well constructed, premium, whatever that means. Certain features inside it that are specific to this filter are high performance filters. Good brand, get on with it quite well. Always have used K&N oil filters, and they have a particular thing where if your motorcycle falls over, this will stop the engine being starved of oil. Apparently, it's one of the features that this does. But yeah, it's pretty nice, pretty exciting. So we've got our K&N oil filter. The Ducati is a Super Naked, so we're not buying a cheap, crappy oil filter. We need good quality. You need to filter out the oil because it's a high performance, very powerful engine, and so it's under a lot of stress. And what it will do is create a lot of particulate matter in the oil. So we've got a nice part there. So that's the first one. Next one. Now this is an interesting subject. Spark plugs. 2005-2008 Ducati S2R 1000 Super Naked, very few of them ever built. This uses the dual spark 1000cc engine from Ducati, 2 valve, 100 horsepower standard, but you just know once you delete the cap, delete the heavy exhaust, tune the engine, you definitely get more torque and power. What's interesting is actually this engine does not use iridium plugs. Ducati don't recommend, they don't actually specify iridium plugs at all, which is quite interesting. What Ducati specify is standard spark plugs, NGKs, which is quite interesting. Do you notice Luke Rides though is holding 4? What? 4 spark plugs? But it's a 2-cylinder engine. No. So at the time, Ducati were fighting with Euro emissions, trying to make their engines burn cleaner and to make them more efficient. So what Ducati did was they decided that instead of one spark plug burning the fuel during the bang cycle, is instead Ducati went, hang on, let's create 2 spark plugs, which is controlled by the computer, because this is among the first Ducatis to have full fuel injection, computer controlled ignition, and computer controlled fuel management and air management. So this is the first fully fuel injected Ducati where there's not even a choke. The engine figures it all out for you. So because of that, Ducati were able to use fuel injection and computer, the ECU, to manage an extra spark plug to create a cleaner, more powerful burn in the cylinders. To create more power, more torque, but also to meet Euro emissions by creating a cleaner burn, cleaner bang, which is quite interesting. Quite very rare he's ever met an engine that uses 2 spark plugs. And you notice with Kawasaki that often they use only 1 spark plug. That's because Kawasaki engineering, quality, Kawasaki are very happy that 1 spark plug in a 4-cylinder unit will create a perfect, clean, very powerful bang burn. A very powerful bang, but also a very clean burn, a very efficient burn. But you think 500 cc's per cylinder, big Ducati, yeah, Ducati went, let's use 2 per cylinder. So that's quite interesting. So then, you must all be curious. K&N, whoa, K&N, man. So this is gonna allow a lot more, less restricted airflow, which is brilliant. So it's gonna allow the engine to breathe better. So the ECU will automatically adjust for that and will create more power, more torque. It's also whopping very big. I've seen an air filter like that. It's huge. It's really big. That's a really big air filter. So that's pretty cool. So you got a really big air filter. It's interesting about Ducati super nakeds and superbike engines. They love sucking as much air as possible, so they get these massive, great big air filters. High performance, so that's really good. If there's ever a time that we can afford to actually remap the S2R 1000, this is going to be great, because for the dyno jet, for the company that will remap the onboard computer, which will be BHP UK someday, but we need a full exhaust system before even contemplating that. So very nice. That was 60, that was £60. Spark plugs, can't remember. Oil filter was about, K&N oil filter was about £13. And the next parts, so these are the belts. Actually, what's really interesting is they're made in Italia. Made in Italia! Italia Mazzolini! Whatever that means. So this is for the 1000cc Ducatis, Ducati Monster 1000 or 1100. This is made by a company called Geico. So Geico, what's interesting is if you buy genuine Ducati belts, actually what happens is Geico put all the Ducati branding on their belts and then Ducati sell them as genuine Ducati belts. So Ducati genuine belts are Geico's. So we've just gone, actually, let's cut the branding and go to the belts that Ducati recommends and would always use for their machines, and go straight to Geico. And we have Geico Ducati belts. So quality, very strong, very good, no negatives. Made in Italy, which is quite fun. That's quite cool because the Ducati is made in Italy. And then the last part is the oil. We have gone for Shell 10W40, fully synthetic, good oil. Some reason Ducati recommend Shell. This is Shell Advanced, so quality, really good oil. It's going to be good for the engine. The engine's going to love the lubricating properties of Shell and the amount of punishment it can take and the quality. So that's brilliant. And that is all the parts for the Ducati S2R 1000 Super Duper Naked. So that's where we are. We've got all the parts now. We're missing a tool for the belt changes. But yeah, she's a super naked. So what that means is the engine produces more power and torque than the standard Monster. So it works a lot harder. It gives the components more punishment, more wear, because of the power and torque that it generates. compared to the standard S2R 800. So having quality parts just means more, higher reliability, less likely anything's going to go wrong. The engine's going to perform and feel better for it, and really worth doing. So I hope you all found that pretty interesting. Thanks for watching.
The way we...
The little rascal has spirit. Has water.
This is the end of the trail for me.
Thank you.
Thank you, kid.
Got to drink a cup of coffee, so we definitely need it, and put everything away. Yeah. How exciting is that?